How do you make big life decisions when you don't know exactly where they're going to lead you? When you're trying to decide what to do for a career, or what to learn, or make a big decision on where you're going to go next. You know, maybe you're a massage therapist and you're thinking, what should I learn? Where should I take my career? And you have a couple different things that you're thinking about pursuing. How do you decide? How do you make that decision? Especially if you're young, especially if you're trying to decide what you want to do for a fundamental career, let alone what you're going to specialize in. How do you make that decision? Well, let's start from first base. First of all, you really have to ask yourself, why are you feeling this indecision? One of the reasons might be because you feel like you haven't explored all your options yet. That's number one. If you haven't explored all your options, yes, you're gonna feel strange committing to one thing when you have this inkling in your heart that maybe there's a lot of other things that you've never even tried or experienced. Number one is opening yourself up to many, many different experiences and rabbit holes and worlds of knowledge to see what excites your heart, because that's the key. Do you believe that you're here to be happy and do something that you love? Is that what you want to create for yourself? Or do you just want to work for a living and not have fun doing it? So it's like, once you explore, you'll start to feel excited at certain things and not excited at other things. And the decision will become more and more clear. You'll be able to narrow it down. And it all comes down to intuition. Intuition is what helps us make these multi-dimensional decisions. And it crunches a lot of information instinctively and gives you a feeling. And you go by the feeling. Intuition isn't some weird mystical thing. It's a higher level of intelligence that's taking into account a lot of information, but it's not conscious, it's subconscious. So in the end, long story short, isn't it beautiful out today? Yeah, in Florida it's cold. In Florida, anything below 60 degrees is cold. Oh, I'm sorry, 70 degrees is cold. Yeah, if it's not 85, we're cold. Anyways, so it's pretty basic. Let's say you explored for a couple years, you shadowed, you watched a lot of YouTube videos, you read some books, you found some things that you're interested in, and you dabbled in it, okay? So for example, let me use an example. I knew I was interested in well-being, health, healing. I wanted to be a physical therapist, but that didn't work out because they wanted a lot of money, and that didn't square well with my belief system at the moment, because I wasn't terribly confident. Make sure I don't get hit by a car and die. I wasn't terribly confident in the idea that I could pay it all back, or if I wanted to commit that big. I think that's what it was. I didn't want to commit that big not knowing what I'm getting into. So I didn't do PT, and then the same thing with Chiro, the money, and I didn't shadow enough. Well, PT I did shadow enough. And you start to get this inner feeling. But you know, along the road, I really felt like I wanted to explore more, because nothing rung so deeply that it drew me. It drew me without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm glad I didn't commit to any of these things, because I was able to create what I really wanted. I was able to find what I really wanted after exploring enough. And I didn't jump the gun and decide too soon. If you know, you know. But if you don't feel pressured. If you're still 20, 30, don't feel pressured like you have to make a big decision so fast. Just move in that direction. Keep exploring, keep contributing. get involved. Don't just sit around. That's the key thing. You have to get yourself in the game and taste what it's like. You're feeling weird and insecure and full of doubt and confusion because you're not doing anything to explore. You have to explore your psyche and put your psyche in all these different situations so that you can get the feeling and see how you react and see what you love and feel what you love. And that'll guide you. It'll be much easier. So, for example, where I'm at now, it's a constant journey. It's a constant question. Where do I go next? What's going to be my next step? Because what you're really asking is, what's going to lead to my ultimate well-being? You believe that getting this job is going to lead to your ultimate well-being, or at least a greater sense of well-being above the other thing. Well, as it is important to make wise decisions, there's an even deeper understanding of this. The deeper understanding, put shortly, is that in this life, as long as you're doing something that you believe in and you're doing it joyfully, in the end, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It matters who you're becoming, who you are as you do it, your attitude as you do it. That's the deepest sense, because that creates who you are and that creates your destiny. What you physically do on the outside, that's not the really important thing. Yes, it matters. I'm not discounting it. But think about it. You just want to be joyful doing what you care about in this world. So don't take it too seriously. That's a really important thing. If you take it too seriously, you're going to get nervous. And getting nervous prevents all kinds of good action and thought, and it stifles you. Don't take it too seriously. Believe deep down that you'll find what your heart is looking for. And relax. Use your imagination and create what you really want. And feel how you'd really feel. And that vision that you create, plus that feeling, that heart feeling, will guide you. It'll be your guide. And what matters is that you're creating what you believe in, and you're doing what you believe in. And it's not a very complex process, unless if you get in your own way with fear, doubt, and indecision, and inaction. So, for example, I found yoga, and I found a spiritual path with Sadhguru that I'm so fascinated by, and I explored for the past 5 years deeper with more interest and passion than anything that's ever grasped me in my life. And yes, I love healing, I love massage therapy, I love the business I created, I love what I do, and I also love the idea of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and I also love the idea of being on YouTube and spreading good vibes and happiness and health information to so many people at once. It's a miracle that we can do this. And so with all these different things, you start to wonder, which one should I prioritize? Because it's very important to be, once you find what you're truly devoted to, it's very important to be one-pointed and very concentrated. It's okay to be dispersed at first when you're exploring. You have to put out the feelers, but once you find what you know deep down in your heart is what you're here to do, then you just go all in. You burn all your bridges and you commit every single aspect of your humanity to that thing, and you'll find it. Don't doubt, believe that you'll find it, and it's inevitable. So for me, it's like, for the past couple months, I was thinking, which one do I do? Do I buy this house? Do I rent it out? Do I go to the ashram in Tennessee with Sadhguru and be a monk full time? How do I balance this? What's my path? Do I go to acupuncture school for 3.5 years and pay $52,000? Or do I just keep on being the monk MT? And how much time do I commit to my YouTube channel and serving you guys with mental health, physical health, and spiritual curiosity, documenting my journey? And constantly, I've been relying on the heart feeling, because that is the true intelligence. Don't get so egoistic to think that your conscious mind can figure out every solution. Looking deep into your heart feeling and intuition is where you'll find the most profound answers, and you'll avoid a lot of confusion and entanglement, because it's constantly guiding you either way. It's just sometimes we're more tapped into it than others. There's so many influences that are trying to direct us, distract our attention, our action from what we really think is important deep in our heart. So meditating and getting clear on what is really valuable to you, and abandoning all the rest like a brave soldier and fighting for what he believes in, like an obsessed artist working through the night in fits of passion about his creation. That's a possibility for every human. The question is that what you're creating? Is that what you're seeking? Or are you letting yourself be tossed around by all these distractions that deep down you know isn't important to you? Get real with yourself. You know, I'm your friend, and a true friend, a deepest friend, is able to look deep at your heart and your humanity and speak to you there. And we bring each other up out of our shallow pettiness and our shallow quests. And we remind each other of the higher quest towards true fulfillment, because there's a lot of traps. There are so many traps, and you can avoid them all. You can avoid them all if you have the desire for wisdom. You can. So, to summarize, make sure you explore, and this can take years. Don't be in a rush. Relax and believe that you'll find your heart's desire. You'll find what's important to you in life. You'll create it. You'll become it. Explore. Number 2, get involved. Dabble. Well, I shouldn't say dabble. Get involved and experiment. Get in there. Number 3, narrow down all your choices. Start meditating on these 3 choices. Get very relaxed. And in that relaxed state, visualize yourself doing each of those decisions. Let's say you have 3 decisions. Massage therapy, being a monk in Tennessee, or acupuncture school. Get very relaxed and imagine yourself doing all 3. But whichever one resounds most powerfully deep down in your intuition, it'll tell you which one to do first, which one to do second, which one to do third, or which one to commit yourself to completely. You know, it's not like you have to only choose one, but maybe right now is the time to choose just one, and later on perhaps something else will open up. So don't be rigid. Don't cage yourself in these conclusions that I gotta do only one, or I gotta do all 3. No, that's the conscious brain trying to figure things out. Relax. Let your heart guide you in that relaxed state of faith, and use your imagination to guide you. Imagine yourself in that profession, in that situation, And imagine feeling exactly how you'll feel. And that feeling is what will guide you. Always remember, the feeling is the secret. The feeling in your heart is the secret. That's the power to create. And that's the power to guide. And that's the power of wisdom. Because deep down, that's what you're saying when you say, what do I do? You're saying, I need wisdom to choose what to do. I need wisdom to know what will be good for me. And that's good. That's great. That is a great state to be in, of seeking wisdom. Stay in that state and rest assured you'll be able to create something joyful for yourself and the whole world if you stay loyal to it, and you will. So in my life, I just decided until I'm 33, I'm going to commit myself as much as I possibly can to being a monk and doing yoga. And who knows what will happen after 33. And I'm basing this off something that Sadhguru said. And so until then, I'll be doing my own yoga. I'll be going to Tennessee. I'm going to get a travel van. I'm going to go to Tennessee as much as possible. I'm going to do another program called Bhava Spandana, which in layman's terms is basically altering your consciousness to such a state to where you experience reality in a very different way. And so all these things are very interesting to me. I'm able to explore them because it's what my heart's true desire is. Why? Because I have a deep sense that personal growth and wisdom should precede trying to bear fruit. Whatever you perceive is going to nourish you to the core and grow your foundation and your potential. Invest in that before you start trying to change the world and bear fruit and impress people. Life's just about personal growth, expansion, enhancing your potential, exploring the full dimension of the human spirit and what it means to evolve. We're the highest level of evolution, and we can evolve. Everybody knows this. We can evolve our hearts and our minds and our consciousness higher and higher towards our ideal. That's what this is about. Staying true to your ideal. Intuiting an ideal. And so that's what I've been feeling deeply. That's my path. I'm going to document it. I'm going to take you guys with me. We're going to see where this goes. And I'm so excited. It creates such a thrill. You'll know it's right. You will know it's right. You're here to be excited and thrilled about exploration and what you can create and become. Go by that. You'll find it. You will find it. And you'll wake up like it's Christmas and you're a little kid going to Disney World. That's how you should feel every day. That's not a forgotten sentiment. Your imagination is what creates your reality. And Walt Disney had a beautiful imagination. That's why we love Disney. And you can have that same imagination. Let it be in you to create something like the man Disney created. That's the beauty. We've been blessed with the ability to create. God bless you. May you bless yourself in your experience of life and experience the profoundness of what it means to be here and to be human. Monk empty.